My name is Neeta Jay, and currently I live in Merced. Before that, I was living in Cupertino, and then almost a decade now that I lived in Berkeley too. And then from Berkeley, I moved here. I moved from Bay Area, and I moved last year to Merced, not knowing that, hey, I'm going to live here, right? I just bought this house with the builders, actually directly with Lenore Builders, and I moved here, and I've been living here for a while now since then. And then interim, a few months back, I came across this beautiful property. It's about 10 minutes from here on Gulf Road, and I just reached out to Randy, and I can't be so thankful that I found him. The fears that I had on buying that home was, would I be able to rent this house? Would I be able to, pass my, work with the realtors, work with the price that I have, that I thought in my mind that I can only sell this, down pay only this much amount, and where I stand financially, right? So all those need time, and also the most importantly, the sellers need to accept my proposal when I send them my proposal, right? So there are such fears, and fears of what paperwork the loan department needs, what paperwork that realtor need, what paperwork that seller need, and there are so many things, right? And I'm the only earner, and I'm the only owner, so there are fears. And coming back to concern, right? I think my main concern was, am I heading in the right direction? Number one. Second is, who is going to help me with all my paperwork? Third is, again, going back to the fear, right? Will the seller approve my proposal, right? Fourth is, all my financial documents are in line, all the agreements are in line, and there are like thousands of information that everyone needs it, right? So all that need time, people, my time, basically everything that's related to buying that property. So I think those were my main concern. I am so glad that you're asking that question. A realty executive came in it was just a fluke that I called them, and I called Mr. Randy here from the realty executive, and I said, hey, I was wondering, do you have a few minutes, and would you be kind enough to let me know about this property that I'm looking? I'm not sure, but I would love to go and see. Would you help me on that? And he was really very nice, and he sent me, he got my information. I sent him my information, sent him that what location I'm looking, what's the house address. And you believe or not, immediately the same evening I had a meeting with Randy. It was Sunday, and I was like, dude, I am only available on Saturday evenings or Sundays. No one is available on weekends. I'm the only available person, right? And I was like, oh my God, Randy is available on Sunday. He made time for me, right? And which is really keeping business aside, the relationship, the knowing someone that someone will go and help someone is really important for me, and that was a moving part for me to navigate with Randy on this house purchase. Oh my God, there are thousands of great things that I can talk about. Guess what? I go to this house, I tell Mr. Randy that I want to buy this house. You get me an approval. You work with your lenders. You provide me lenders. You go and talk to the seller's realtor. And within 5 hours, I was connected to the loan department members and team. within 5 hours, he sent an email, or he had probably a email or a phone conversation with the with the seller realtor, and within 5 hours, he basically sent me this whole email, who was handled by his, I think, the realty executive team, and they sent me all some documentation agreements so that we start the process. So no time wasting, right? And I believe time is important. Time is money for me. Money I can earn any time in my life, but time I will never earn again, which is lost, and that's where Randy comes. That's the first part, okay? The execution of Randy teams, Randy Hare's team. The second part of Randy is, Randy knows me as a, of course, I'm a colored woman. I am from India. I am a technologist. I do a lot of other things in my life, right? And I'm self-sufficient. So when I told him, and he knows that I already own this house, my first home. He came home one time and he said, Miss Neeta Jane, I want you to go to that new home. I want us to go to that new home, and I want you to sit in every room of that house for 20 minutes to 30 minutes. Sit there. I'm not going to be in front of you. Sit there, take a deep breath in, and see that, do you really want to buy that home? Is that home is yours? Do you feel, comfortable, right? Do you smell that smell? You will like it when you enter. When you breathe, like, will you be able to really breathe when you start living there, right? So all these things no one told me about. No, not even my father taught me that, right? I mean, come on, you don't get those kind of people around these days. So I think that part was the best part Randy did, and I think that's a really very good skill. And as a person also, I think he's a very kind-hearted. When I see all my financial details or what I can do, right? I told Randy that, Randy, I can only buy this home with this price in my mind. I will neither go 1,000 more or 1,000 below, and I'm so sorry that is my limit, right? And I personally feel like, knowing that home that I want to buy, or the ones which I bought with Mr. Randy Hare's help, I think it's a good price. I think what are the terms that I came out to talk to him? The first, he got me the deal at the end of the day, and the one major thing I like in human being is, when you say something, you stick with it, right? So that's a very good thing in Mr. Hare's personality, that what he says, he sticks with that, and another thing that I do want to say is, he's a very cool guy. Like, when I say cool, like, yeah, we all are cool guy, right? We always say cool is a word we use every now and then, right? But when I say cool guy, that means like his personality is very calm, and as an owner, or finances are very important. Again, as I say, as a single woman, right? He really calmed me so well. And there are times when I feel like, oh my God, should buy or not? Shouldn't, So he really knew how to calm me. He really knew how to approach me at that time. And he really left me like in my space, like, okay, go Neeta, just relax, think about it. There's no pressure, So that personality is so amazing that I feel, really, I feel like I want to go back to those people again and again and again, right? Because you always want to do that, That's a very good question, recommending Randy Hare to people I know. Well, I have very few friends, by the way, and they all live in Bay Area, and I have few network with whom I worked with and colleagues that I work with now, and now and in future I'm sure I'm going to work with them more. I personally feel that I'm going to, if anyone wants to come to Merced or nearby area, Randy Hair is the guy for them. I think Mr. Randy Hair really wear a lot of hats, and you really want to wear a lot of hats when you are in that profession, right? See, for example, I just know one skill in technology. So I'm in demand, yes, but then I just know that technology. So I wear only that hat, and of course I make money because of that. But when you are a human being and you have so many skills, you have skills of how to sell, how you understand customers' requirement, you understand dynamics, you sit on what you say. You don't just delay, right? You respond very well. You respond immediately. You have great team who works with you, who are just like you, right? Because it's a teamwork. It takes a village to be successful, right? And it doesn't matter what you do, right? So I think, he is the guy for them. So definitely, if this video goes or my conversation goes to anyone, contact me, please. Anytime, any moment, if Randy wants to talk, wants them to talk to me, and definitely I will recommend 100% to them to Randy Hair. I am Neeta Jay, and Randy Hair is my realtor.